When I was 6, I wanted to become a Christian. I talked to my parents about it, and they asked me, why do you want to become a Christian? And when you're 6, you don't really understand what that means. So, it's kind of like the cool thing to do because, you get to walk into Sunday school and be like, guess what, guys, I'm a Christian. And, you obviously want to follow the examples of Jesus and have him in your heart and know that he's there. But at 6, it's hard to understand really what that was. And starting in 6th grade, when middle school, when things started really to change, friend groups starting to form, one night in the loft, I was listening to Wade Morris, the speaker who spoke at Breakaway one year, and, you hear the stories all the time about, if you die tonight, are you going to heaven? And, some you're just like, yeah, that's a good point. But that night, it kind of just hit me, and I was like, whoa, am I going? So it's, I think when he preached about beforehand, it was really moving. And so when he said that, it really just hit me. And so that night, I recommitted my life to Christ. And I've, through middle school, playing sports and SGA and a bunch of other activities has really limited me in coming to Wednesday nights and stuff. So, I do best I can to come to that. But Sunday nights and Sundays, I do the best to come. So, going forth from that, I tried to change my life the best I could and live for Jesus that way. But it was also hard with all the other distractions going on in my life. Moving on from that, it really has changed my life in, I guess, the way I look at Jesus, now knowing he's, the all-powerful God and stuff like that, especially when you go outdoors places and you just kind of look around at, on the top of like a hill or something like that, and you just look out and see what all he's made. It's kind of humbling to know that he's your God and stuff like that. And so going forth in high school, one of my goals really is to, get more into the gospel, and the Proverbs book we've been going with for Sunday school has really been helping me, especially the one where we learned about, choosing, the way your words will, guide you through your walk through Christ. I like the verse where Jeremiah 29:13, where he said, if you want to follow me, if you want to seek and find me, you must seek me with all your heart. And that, honestly, I've read that verse, numerous times now, and that's kind of almost become one of my favorite verses in the past week. Really, to me, that means that I may be a Christian now and I may know God, but if I want to have a close, firm, a good relationship with God, I want to, I've got to read about the Bible and get to know him. Just like if you want to get to know your best friend, you're not just going to, walk up to him and ask what his name is, what he likes, and say y'all are friends. You're going to have to get to know him and spend time with him. So spending time with God and reading the Bible and prayer and your devotion is a good way to start, coming to know him better. If you want to get to know God better, you start, praying to him, reading the Word. It really is just, doing devotions, even just a little bit each day, a little more each day it'll grow you closer and closer to God. My name is MJ Newsom. You can follow my example as I follow the example of Christ.